What is the best Beatles song released in 1963? By the end of this video, we should hopefully conclude with a definitive answer. I've got all 32 songs, a really round number as well for this video, it fits really well. All 32 songs in a 32-man bracket, knockout-style bracket. It might look confusing on the face of it, however, once I get further into the vid, you should understand how it's working. Essentially, Till There Was You versus Thank You Girl. The winner is moved on to the next round. And then you get your next two, so on, so on. And that's obviously on the other side as well with these songs there. They're all random. I've shuffled them. I've put it into Google and it's spouted out 32 random order, essentially, so I don't know what's coming up. Hopefully, we should end with one song left. I'd love you to get involved in the comments if you enjoy this vid and you want to see every song from 1964, which is a great year, ranked. Please go down there and leave a like. It's the easiest way of helping my channel out, grow. It pushes it out to the YouTube algorithm, so if you could do one thing for me, please, is do like the video. It really goes far. And also subscribe so you don't miss a video. I'm excited to delve in here because I think there's some really interesting, I'm looking on the face of it, some really interesting placements and some really interesting matchups. I hope you enjoy. I want to start, well, obviously, we're going to start with the first one, that would make sense. Till There Was You versus Thank You Girl. I think Thank You Girl is a pretty poor chorus, I've got to say. That is like the catchy bit, the hook, but in my opinion, I think the verse is miles better. Till There Was You is probably quite underrated, actually. I think a lot of people don't particularly like it, and there's definitely better on the album. I think it's quite tough, but I'm going to go with Till There Was You here to win Paul McCartney with his song, going through to the next round. Then we go to Roll Over Beethoven. Obviously, because it's 1963, as in 64, there'll be some covers in this video. We're going to just include them for argument's sake. I want to get to a point where I've done 65, 67. Therefore, in the later videos, there won't be any covers. But for this one, obviously, there will be. Roll Over Beethoven, there's one of them. And Please Please Me for me. I'm going to go with Please Please Me, one of the best songs they've done probably pre-65, in my opinion. That'll 100% be involved later on. I'd have to predict. Anyway, if I put money on it, I would. Put a bet on, right? Back a winner. Who do you think's going to win, guys? Who do you think? I will not price them all up because there'll probably be some sort of gambling regulation slapped on this video if I do by YouTube. But have some fun with the in the comments. Devil in Her Heart versus I'll Get You. I think Devil in Her Heart is pretty poor, so I'm going to go with I'll Get You. Really good song. I'll get you in the end. Yes, I will. Great melody, in my opinion, and quite a fun. I'm trying to think of the song. Is that the bridge? Well, there's gonna be a time when I'm. Is that middle eight or something like that? Middle eight, isn't it? I think. Really great, really great. From Me to You versus There's a Place. That's tough. There's a Place is really interesting, in my opinion. When I feel blue and it's my. I've got to go From Me to You. I think they're just obviously it's a bigger song. It doesn't mean it's better. But there is probably more to it. I would say on the whole. Money, a cover there. Against Baby It's You. I think Money's fantastic. I know it's not an original, however, it's for me one of the best covers they ever did. I'd say Money. I think it's just the way he delivers the vocals, so much kind of swagger and energy in that. In my opinion, I think it really does work. Don't Bother Me versus Please Mr. Postman. That's a really good cover as well. I think it's a really interesting one and a good choice for me for. Stylistically a really good choice for the Beatles to do, but for me it's come up against one of my favourite songs off with the Beatles there. That is an unbelievable song in my opinion, really underrated. I've got no time for you right now, don't bother me, and then it kind of goes up. I'll never be there. I won't sing that bit, but I think the melody jumps there, the range is really impressive considering who's singing it as well. I think you've got to bear that in mind there. For me, it says a lot about George. Don't Bother Me, quite quiet as well, only quite reserved, saying, don't bother me, I guess. Definitely a hymn song as opposed to a John song, in my opinion. You can definitely tell. Twist and Shout, Hold Me Tight. I think Hold Me Tight's pretty poor, in my opinion. The chorus, it's you, I don't like that. Taste of Honey, Not a Second Time. There's a clear winner here. I'm really enjoying this, actually. It's not a Taste of Honey. I think that is really, really poor. That's one of the weakest songs they've done, in my opinion. But Not a Second Time's fantastic. I mean, not a second time, not a second time, not a second time. I love that again. I'm trying to hold off the singing. Someone actually left a comment the other week. It was like, hi, mate, don't normally comment on YouTube videos, but I had to let you know, it's a really good vid, but stop singing. It's like, well, sorry, mate. No, but I do try and tell you what I'm on about instead of, oh, that bit there. If I actually sing it in a bad way, at least you understand what I'm on about. Do you know what I mean? Hopefully it's fine and I'm not going too overboard. So there's your first side. Till There Was You. We'll come on to it in a minute, but there you go. For quick. Oh, sorry. Zooming in. What's going on? I'm not even touching that. Hold on. There you go. Have a quick look. Ignore these weird lines on there. I don't know what they're doing. There's the round of 16, I believe that is. Onto the other side of the bracket, and we start with. Let me zoom in. We start. I'm not even pressing that. It keeps shifting. Sorry. All I've got to do versus I Want to Be Your Man. That's really hard. I think that's the toughest matchup so far. All I've got. I'm gonna just go All I've Got to Do. That's a really underrated song. I Want to Be a Man's fantastic. In A Hard Day's Night, the movie, it's really nicely placed in there. It is in there, isn't it? I think it is, yeah. It definitely is, because they're dancing, aren't they? In that scene where they're dancing in Hard Day's Night, they play it then. But for me, All I've Got to Do goes through there. All My Lovin' is absolutely through ahead of Chains. That's a fantastic next round, isn't it? Wow. She Loves You versus Do You Want to Know a Secret? I do think Do You Want to Know a Secret perhaps goes under the radar for a song, an early song. A rendition of, I should say. I'm gonna go She Loves You there, definitely. That's tough, but not particularly because they're both great in my opinion. I'll give Ringo a song. I'm not really bothered, to be fair. It Won't Be Long, Misery. It Won't Be Long's absolutely through there. I'd love to know in the comments how many you disagree with me here. Like count how many times we disagreed in this vid in terms of who goes through. I'm interested to know. You Really Got Hold of Me is going out. Wow, that's unlucky because I think that is a decent song, but it's come up against one of the belters there. Ask Me Why is not for me. This Boy's fantastic. I can't wait to talk about that later in the video. And Little Child, I Want to Hold Your Hand is a big hitter. There's some big hitters on this side, isn't there? And there is the round of 16. Actually, a breeze. We've breezed through that, in my opinion. So there's your the final 32. No, is that round of 16? Yeah, because there's 16 left, you idiot. Of course there are. Let's go to the other side and work through this. If you are at this point enjoying the video, please do leave a like. It goes very far in helping my channel grow. Thank you very much. Till There Was You, Please Please Me. I absolutely think Till There Was You is underrated. Again, I love the melody in there. I love really kind of delicate vocals, I think, actually, from Paul. But I'm trying to think of but Please Please Me wins. I was thinking that's something else, a different part, but it doesn't. Please Please Me does win here, doesn't it, for me? I'll Get You From Me to You. I'll Get You's one of them where it's like, I love it. I think it's underrated. But From Me to You is obviously it's a bigger song. Does that mean it's a better song? Not always. It doesn't always mean that. And that would flaw the logic of most music videos I ever do if that was the case. I'd immediately just go, well, I Want to Hold Your Hand wins. Do you know what I mean? I think I'll Get You could 100% win here, but I'm just going to go with From Me to You. Just. Because that is early Beatles, isn't it? That is everything the early Beatles were just so good at. Just 2-minute pop, bang, have that, great. Money is probably one of the best covers they ever did, but I'm going to go Don't Bother Me. Really great song for me. That's one of the best on the album, in my opinion. I don't know if that certainly is. I'm looking at a few of these now. I'm just going to switch to the other side. That certainly is one of the best off the album. No, they're not on the albums. It Won't Be Long's one of the best on there. We have a lot of songs from Beatles, with the Beatles, still in this. Twist and Shout, Not a Second Time. I'm going to go Not a Second Time. I think Twist and Shout... I know I was saying I'm including covers and I'm trying to judge it as like... I cannot... If it's a 50-50 like that, I'm not favouring a cover song, I'm sorry. I can't put a cover song through, personally. When you got a song like Not a Second Time there, so underrated, in my opinion. And that is an interesting last four on this side. I don't know how to... In fact, I do know how I'm going to do that in a second. All I've Got to Do versus All My Lovin'. The two alls. The battle of the alls. All I've got to do... all I've got to do is it. And then it kind of picks up at the end, doesn't it? And the same goes for me whenever you want me at all. It goes really high there. Love that. Excellent melody. But All My Lovin's probably the best song on the album. In my opinion, the harmonies in All My Lovin'. I'll miss you tomorrow, I'll miss you. Remember, I'll always be. The bass line. That kind of walking bass line's great. The whole band are on it in that song. So I'm going to go with All My Lovin' to go through there. Little side note, that was my favourite Beatles song I don't know, since I was a kid. Not anymore, but it used to be. I used to love that song. Play it all the time. She Loves You versus Boys. She Loves You is definitely through here. That's probably the easiest win of the lot. It Won't Be Long, I saw her standing there. I mean, I saw her standing there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Great way of kicking it off. It Won't Be Long's good. It's definitely top 5 for me with the Beatles. But I'm gonna go with I Saw Her Standing There to make an interesting. I mean, I was gonna say an interesting quarterfinal, but I don't know who it would play. I think that is arguably a final. I'm just gonna say it. This boy is a demonstration of some amazing harmonies. This was them at their very best vocally. When it really builds up, oh, and the boy will be happy just to... That, when it goes up there, is amazing. That is some of John's best early work, in my opinion. There's some really great guitar parts in that. The strumming pattern's really cool. And it's really brilliantly used in the film A Hard Day's Night. I think there is an absolute world in which that beats I Wanna Hold Your Hand. Obviously, that's a bigger song. I've probably got a favourite I Wanna Hold Your Hand here by about 5%. But just know, if this boy was in the final, I'll be like, that's fair. This boy beats... Oh, it does. I don't know. It's like, how far do you take this? I don't think this boy perhaps beats any of these, but it certainly beats From Me to You. It certainly beats Don't Bother Me. It certainly beats Not a Second Time. It probably beats I Saw Her Standing There, this boy, but I've got to go with I Wanna Hold Your Hand. It's unlucky that it's come up against this, to be honest. Yeah, that's close, and I'm not happy with it. This boy's fantastic, and if it was in the final, it'd be absolutely deserved. We're on to the final 8, people. I'm really enjoying this. I don't want it to be too long. We're 12 minutes in. This is a good length for a video, in my opinion, and I'm excited to go through 1964. I really am, actually, so make sure you subscribe so you get notified when I post that one. Please Please Me, From Me to You. The best song there's Please Please Me. Let's move on. It absolutely is. It just is. Don't Bother Me, Not a Second Time. No, not a second time. No. I'm trying to think what the verse is in Not a Second Time. I actually probably favour Don't Bother Me here. It's a personal ranking, this. I personally love that song. I think it's fantastic. Not a second... Oh, but it's that chorus great. Give me a second here. Oh... I'm going to go for it. I'm going Not a Second Time. I just think that bit at the end takes it over. The chorus takes it for me. I think Don't Bother Me's chorus isn't particularly great. I love the verse. Since she's been gone, I want no one to... Love that, but I've got to go for the chorus, putting it just through. And we're on to the final, well, this side. All My Lovin', She Loves You. Oh, wow. I mean, that's special, right? That's the best song on the album. That's probably one of the best songs they've done pre-65, I would say. Personally, it's She Loves You here as a better song. I think it's a better song. I'd maybe favourite All My Lovin'. As I said before, I certainly would have 3 or 5 years ago. But now, that is almost a perfect pop song, in my opinion. She Loves You. The harmonies. To think you've lost your love. Well, I saw her, yes. The harmony's fantastic. The drums on that. The drums are fantastic. I just think the guitar part in the background as well. It's like every isolated part of that song, all 4 members are just all on form. The same could be said about this, and I think I said it, to be fair, a bit ago. But She Loves You is like the ultimate song, the ultimate perfect pop song. So I'm going to go for that. I saw her standing there versus I Wanna Hold Your Hand. I mean, that's tough. I'm going to go for I Wanna Hold Your Hand. I think that's less tough than this, what we just did there. This is really close now. We're on to some really, really good songs. Please Please Me, Not a Second Time. Not a Second Time, a valiant effort. I mean, it's fought well, to be fair. It really has fought well. Why have I put that? I don't know, I'm confused. When I go back and look at it, I'm like, what the hell? It's like a war zone, like all this here, but I trust I've done it right. I hope I have. I'm even lost where I am here. There, sorry, I'm here. Please Please Me, Not a Second Time. Please Please Me wins. But I actually think here, I'll just put it there for now. Let's put a thing around it. Please Please Me does beat Not a Second Time, but I actually would think if this boy was on that left-hand side of the bracket, it would be in the final. I do think that. I think that this boy's perhaps a better song than Please Please Me. And here, I'm going for She Loves You to beat I Wanna Hold Your Hand. And that might be controversial. That will split a lot of opinions. I know that's a bigger song, but I believe every single member's fantastic on She Loves You. almost bang on song, as I said before. And for me, it's the best song of 1963. It is the best song the Beatles did in 1963. And I feel like actually I've summed up why I think that in this video. I don't need to do it now. I love it. I'd have it even better than obviously Love Me Do and P.S. I Love You from 62, if we want to combine them in there as well. But She Loves You is fantastic. For me, it is the best song they ever did in 1963. I'd love to hear your thoughts down below. If you want me to go on 64, I will do. I think it's a valiant effort from, what was it in there? Not a Second Time. I think this boy, so here are the talking points of my video today. Boys somehow made it to round 2. I don't know how. Not a Second Time, valiant effort. I'm confused by my own thing here. This boy, if it was on the left-hand side of the bracket, it'd be in the final, in my opinion. I'd love to know your thoughts down below. There's your winner. She Loves You. 32 songs later, and that wins. Nice one, guys. I appreciate you watching. Thank you very much. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and do subscribe for more content. See you in the next one.